Hi and welcome. I'm Bill Say. One of the great benefits of inner work is connecting to a deeper or bigger part of who we are. And in moments where we're feeling great stress, there's a difficulty or challenge, and we just need the added support, the added inner resource to deal with a very difficult situation. And one of the things that I have connected to and have found very, very useful is nature-based states of mind that many of us have experienced at some time in our life, a place that, for whatever reason, has helped us to feel better, stronger, more supported, etc. For some of us, this place could be somewhere in nature, for example, in the mountains, in the desert, by the ocean, in a forest. And for others, it may be someplace that's more connected to a good friend or family member, and the experience that we had when we went to visit that person. Maybe, for example, you had a grandmother, and when you went to go visit her, you just felt good. You felt safe, you felt accepted, you felt loved. So this practice basically has us reconnect. Imagine that we are in that place. We imagine that we are at our friend's home, with our grandparent, at the ocean or the mountains, etc. And then noticing how we actually feel in the moment as we're imagining that. Yeah? Now here's the added bit. We might actually find that it's not purely coincidental that we feel good at the mountains or at the ocean or at this friend's home. There may be a quality of that place, of that person, that somehow resonates with us. And so we might actually find, we might find that when we explore that feeling when we're at the mountains, or even imagine that we're at the mountains, it might connect us to a part of us that's a little bit like the mountain, a little bit like the ocean, a little bit like our family member that we feel so good with. So for example, with me, I love the ocean. And even imagining that I'm near the ocean helps me to feel better. I feel bigger, more spacious, more calm. And what I've learned over time is that it seems that I have a part of me that's a little bit like the ocean, that has, say, spaciousness and an ability to hold a lot. Sometimes I work with really difficult organizational or community situations, and I really need that added ability to hold a diversity of people and perspectives and conflict. So this can be a really useful way to apply inner work. So let me demonstrate it for just a few moments, and then if you like, I'll lead you through a version of it, okay? So I'm going to just close my eyes and imagine that I'm at the ocean, and I'm just going to see what happens if I even imagine that I'm by the sea. All right? All right, here we go. Let's see. So I can see the blue sky. That's the first thing. And then I notice that there's something like a movement that starts happening in my body that's like the waves coming in and out. And I can hear, or I can remember hearing the sound of the waves. And I can see, and I can I can even feel a little bit like the warmth of these big rocks that I'll sit or sometimes lie down on. And okay, so here's the feeling then. There was a couple different things, but I noticed, let me just go back for a moment. Yeah, I notice when I imagine being at the ocean, I feel somehow a little bit more space. I feel somehow a little bit bigger. Now, in this kind of an exercise, we can go a little step further, if it's right for you, which is to imagine being there and notice, is there a positive effect? And for many people, there is. Oh, I imagine I'm at my grandfather's house. I feel so good. I imagine I'm at the mountains. I feel so good. Yeah? The added bit, if it's right, is to imagine in a sense that you are that family home environment, that you are that oceanside place with the sky and the sand and the water. You are the forest and those big, big trees. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to imagine that I am that ocean. I am those big, big rocks. I am that sky right there. Let me see what happens. Well, I noticed two things. One is I get kind of a happy feeling. Something's kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, Bill, just kind of imagining being by the ocean and I get happy. But I just say that happens. And then I notice that I feel really big. And I notice that I feel like I can hold a lot. And again, is that Bill just kind of in his own psychology and doing whatever with this? Who knows? The important part is, to me, does it help me? Does it help you? And does it help in an otherwise difficult situation? Does it help us to really deal with that situation in a more effective way? Because I'm a fairly practical person, and I like these inner work methods to be practical and helpful for you. So, if it's right, go ahead and try it for a minute or two, all right? So, think about a place where you have tended to feel good. You've just felt better for some reason. And again, this could be a place in nature, the mountains, the forest, the ocean. It could be the home of someone dear to you. It could be from the past or in the present. I'd say go ahead, if you feel okay about it, you might even want to close your eyes and imagine for a minute or so that you are there. Take a little bit. Imagine even a little bit that you are at that place. Maybe there's sights that you can recall. Maybe there's sounds. And importantly, maybe there's a feeling that comes even imagining that you are there. Just notice. And if you can imagine even a little bit that you're in this place, does it shift your feeling? Possibly you may feel a little bit more relaxed. maybe you feel a little warmer or safer. Just notice. Breathe into that feeling if you're having such a feeling. And then, just if it's right for you, just for a few moments, imagine that you are that place, that environment, that in a sense you are a little bit like that ocean area or that forest place, the mountains. Or maybe it's your grandmother and you notice that you love her, just her generous, warm energy. So you can imagine that you are that grandmotherly or grandfatherly energy, for example. You are like that friend who so welcomes you. So you are that. Just for a moment. Take one last breath or two here. And then come on back. Notice that. How do you feel? Maybe you feel a little bit different. Hopefully in a positive way. If so, I want to encourage you to go back just for like a minute. Tomorrow, next week, tonight, whenever. And just dip into that experience. Notice how you feel. And if you feel good, you might want to keep going back just for a few moments here and there. Not to take you away from anything important in your life that needs to be dealt with. But notice how it may also enhance your sense of well-being, your sense of capacity, your sense of perspective, your sense of well-being. And then over time you may realize that something integrates, that you have a little bit more connection in a day-to-day way with that generous, warm energy of your friend or family member. Or you have a little bit more of that big mountain energy. You're just more in touch with it. And then notice how you might take it into settings that are challenging for you. And you might notice that it actually helps you deal with difficult situations. Not removing you from the situation, but bringing more bigness, bringing more power, bringing more spaciousness, bringing more love, bringing more capacity to a difficult situation. Yeah? Make it practical. Anyway, that's it for today. If you have comments or questions, go ahead and leave them below, and I will, see if I can respond to them. And if you have topics that are related to inner work that you'd like to see a video about, go ahead and write in the comments. And if it's in my area of experience, I'll try to come up with a video about that. Okay, thanks so much. Bye for now.